Six-Shooter Bride, Western Romance Fiction Short Story, copyright Cupiderosbooks, Saturday, August 29th, 2015, 3,404 words. Description. When Kate Beckett and retired bounty hunter Gordon Draco moved to Utah and decided to get married 9 months later, things began to unravel their plans to live peacefully as ranch hands. Chapter 1. Wednesday, June 8th, 1872, Iron County, Burntwater, Utah, First Protestant Church, mid-afternoon. Do you, Kate Beckett, take Gordon Draco as your lawful husband to cherish and obey in sickness and health till death do you part? Reverend Zachariah Henney said, reading from his black, worn Bible on the small podium. I do, replied Kate, never taking her eyes off Gordon Draco, her square-faced, square-jawed, handsome bounty hunter husband-to-be. All of the town's 60 people remained quiet as stars in the invisible night sky of mid-afternoon. Reverend Zachary Henney cleared his throat. And do you, Gordon Draco, take Kate Beckett as your lawful wife to cherish and obey in sickness and health till death do you part? Gordon's blue eyes showed admiration for his pretty new bride's female form as he looked out from his attractive face. He looked good in an all-black suit, white shirt, thin black western tie, his blue and black diamond handkerchief, invisible, tucked in his inside jacket pocket. And why he wore it still remained a mystery to Kate. Mrs. Ellen Fletcher sniffled. Kate, you look so radiant and beautiful, like an angel. That lovely white wedding gown is so becoming on you, Kate, dear. Reverend Henney cast Mrs. Fletcher a quick scowl. Mrs. Fletcher designed the fancy updo Kate wore under her wedding veil. Kate felt right out of place until Mrs. Fletcher introduced her to Burntwater, Utah society. I then announce you man and wife. Kate and Gordon smiled simultaneously. You may now kiss the bride, Reverend Henney commanded, and added a curt nod to Gordon. Gordon pulled Kate over into his strong arms. His eyes almost held tears of joy. Tears of joy, though, pooled in Kate's blue eyes, but Gordon knew those tears never lasted long. Kate was tougher than a wall of barn-high stacked hay bales. Committed, fearless, dangerous to her foes, and a warm and loving and generous to her friends and allies, Kate Beckett Draco provided the comfort and support Gordon always longed for and never thought he'd obtain. Gordon kissed Kate. The 60 citizens of Iron County, Burntwater, Utah, just west of Cedar City, remained silent, almost awestruck. After a quiet minute, the livery stableman said, Did you say Gordon Draco was your name? Gordon smiled wide and nodded. The banker who took Gordon's final payment of $2,000 for the large ranch land added in defense quickly. He's been purchasing the land under the name of Mortimer Draco. Sheriff Tom Lansing slowly rose out of his front row seat. He stood the same tall height as Gordon, 6 feet and 1 foot and a half foot taller than Kate, Gordon's new wife, did. Gordon, started Sheriff Tom Lansing, your wife can stay in Burntwater, but you have to leave. Gordon's smiling jaw snapped shut, his lips closed, forming a thin line. Kate saw the anger in Gordon's expression. That thin-lipped smile meant Gordon really didn't like what he heard. Furthermore, Gordon needed time and space to calm down. Not that she worried Gordon hurt her. Toward Kate, Gordon played the consummate gentleman. She remembered when he helped her track down her ex-lover, Jacob McCoy, for months into the far, deep recesses of Nevada. She remembered how Gordon tried to avoid his love for her because he thought she was already committed in love. Most of all, She remembered how he waited after Jacob denied her love and spurned her in Aimwell, Nevada at the old fort. That Gordon Draco is the one she knew. Her man loved sincerely with all his heart. He wasn't perfect. He didn't tell her he knew Jacob wasn't her brother. He waited for her to come to her senses. He forgave her for lying and being a lovesick woman over a man who jilted her years before. What is this all about, Sheriff Tom? Chapter 2. Wednesday, June 8, 1872, Iron County, Brentwater, Utah. First Protestant Church, mid-afternoon. You saw the sign before you entered Brentwater. No bounty hunters allowed, Sheriff Lansing said coldly. Now, Sheriff, scoffed Reverend Henny, we're supposed to love everyone. Stay out of this, Zachariah. This is a law matter. Did I interrupt your religious services? That sign wasn't up when I started land payments 6 years ago, Gordon said caustically. That's correct, Sheriff Lansing replied. But this is a democracy. The Citizens Board of Brentwater just recently decided to adopt a measure. Delivery man shouted, You're a killer, Gordon. We don't want your kind around here attracting killers. Mrs. Fletcher said, I agree. Sorry, Kate. But once those he put away or killed find out he's in Brentwater, they'll come for him sure as the sun rises. No one come for 9 months, Kate defended her new husband. You mean all his victims, the delivery man barked. Mrs. Fletcher has a thing for political speeches. The Jinx Markowski hotel owner shouted, He can't be trusted anyway. Bounty hunters break the law all the time. I have broken no laws in all the states I've worked in. A grandma figure with white hair and a dotted print dress and black granny boots, still knitting as she sat down in the front pews of the church opposite the sheriff, said quietly, We've got a small town. This isn't the big city. If someone came for you, you'd put us all at risk, Gordon. You're like a pile of sugar bound to attract ants. He means in states he's hunted people down in, not worked in, the delivery man yelled. He came here under a false pretense, a lie, said the bald-headed short banker, shorter than Kate's 5 feet 4 inch height. How was I supposed to connect Mortimer Draco to Gordon Draco? Of all the people coming into Utah and passing through Utah on the Overland Trail, how was I to know that Mortimer Draco was Gordon Draco's dad? I'm afraid you'll have to leave, Gordon, Sheriff Lansing repeated. I didn't come here under false pretenses. Sheriff, you know the men I hunted down were killers, stagecoach robbers, bank robbers, harassed women folk, and he stole horses. Gordon, you know as well as I that the governor is a military appointment. Now, I know the governor. You don't want me to bring in the army to get you to leave. Kate stood by Gordon. In fact, she moved right by his side and held his right hand in her left hand. She raised her chin and said, Till death do us part. I'm not staying if my husband cannot stay. All right. I want my money back for the land, Gordon snapped. That's going to be a problem, the bald-headed banker said. Sheriff Lansing asked, What's the problem, Gilbert? The banker put his hands in his black suit pocket. He pulled them back out quickly and started washing one hand over the other. I need 48 hours to get $10,000 together. He's got a huge stretch of land 2 miles outside of town. Sheriff Tom Lansing looked at everyone in the crowd. Not a single one supported Kate and Gordon Draco. You heard the man. No one bothers Gordon or his wife for 48 hours. The livery man blasted the thoughts of the Citizens Council. We'll run you out of town like they used to do the lepers, Gordon. You've got 48 hours. I'll let you know, Sheriff Lansing, when I return Gordon's money, the banker said, still washing his hands as he left. Chapter 3. Wednesday, June 8th, 1872, Iron County, Burnt Water, Utah, Paradise Ranch, mid-afternoon. Gordon took his blue and black diamond motif handkerchief out of his black suit pocket and wrapped it around his neck as he and Kate walked back outside to their black carriage. "I'm sorry, Kate. I thought this town respected the law." Banto and Gordon's Cleveland Bay horses pulled the carriage back to their Paradise Ranch. Silence. After a minute of brooding, Kate remarked, "You've only done good, Gordon. I'm proud to stand by your side. We'll go somewhere else. This is a big country, a big country." Gordon and Kate undressed and changed back into their cowboy work clothes. She wore lead brown cowboy boots, beige pants, blue and black checkered shirt, peach and black cowgirl boots. Gordon wore all black pants, frock coat, black shirt, and hat. He still had that knife in his cowboy boots. The horses ran around in the large corral. The chickens clucked and the pigs snorted and romped in the scraps of breakfast food Kate had tossed out to them. The Gordon Draco Paradise Ranch had everything, including a nice-sized natural sinkhole to dispose of any dead animals and garbage. Kate sat down in their large living room. Gordon sat on their blue couch, his head down, staring at the new floor. "Why do you wear that blue and black handkerchief around your neck?" she said, and hugged him tightly. "When you're out bounty hunting, anything can happen. The last thing you want to happen as a bounty hunter is that your enemies string you up and try to hang you. They'd have to take this blue and black handkerchief off my neck. It'll buy me time to get away or fight back. I told you I'd stand by your side, Gordon. Now I don't feel so alone. Out bounty hunting, it was just you, God, and the killers. Sure, some of the men were not that bad. But on a good day, those you hunted just as soon kill you as take you in to the sheriff. I got my share of bounty rewards. Don Schrader, delivery man, made an exaggerated, unjust case against me. Gordon, they decided as a group. Citizens Board, remember? Don Schrader is the culprit, Kate. I know it. I'm going to miss this place, Gordon. Have faith, Kate. We've lived a good life. God is not going to abandon us. Chapter 4. Wednesday, June 10th, 1872, Iron County, Burnt Water, Utah, Paradise Ranch, mid-afternoon. After 24 hours, Gordon and Kate had most of their things packed into their carriage except their guns. Kate wore her peach-handled six-shooter on her hip. Gordon wore his Colt on his hip, and his Winchester rifles stood by the door. Kate suspected the worst from the Citizens Board. I don't trust that Citizen Board, Gordon. They can't do anything more to us until the banker gives us our money. Kate rushed to the window when she heard horses pacing footsteps. She looked out. Gordon, it's Gilbert Schofield, the banker. Gilbert got out of his carriage. Open up, Gordon. I got your blood money. Blood money? Kate asked. Gordon clarified to Kate. References to Judas who killed Jesus. Gordon opened his front door. Let me in quick. Nervous, scared hands shaking, Gilbert glanced around, afraid. To calm himself, he started washing his hands again. He went and closed the curtains on all the windows. Sheriff Lansing and Deputy Wendell Brisbane are trapped in the sheriff's office, pinned down by some killer gunmen who want revenge for when the sheriff put their younger brother on trial. Deputy Wendell Brisbane is wounded. I believe Sheriff Lansing is wounded too. It's a gang of 4 men. Where are all those deputies who attended our wedding, ready to arrest us? Fled, gone, disappeared. By the name of Sam Hill. Dang cowards, Gordon cried out. Cowards, Kate repeated. Lansing sent me to get you to rescue him. Mighty thank you, Gilbert, Kate replied. But didn't Sheriff Lansing just kick us out of Burnt Water? Gordon flashed a look at Kate. Kate pulled her six-shooter and checked its bullets. I'm ready. We'll unhitch the horses and ride into town. Try to get word to Sheriff Tom Lansing we're coming, but we can't say just when or where. I will, Gilbert Schofield replied. Chapter 5. Wednesday, June 10, 1872. Iron County, Brentwater, Utah, Main Street, afternoon. After riding hard for 17 minutes, Kate and Gordon entered the edge of Brentwater. I'm going to check out the situation, Kate. You find a good spot to fire from. I'll need your sharpshooting skills. Kate admired Gordon. His ability to forgive the Citizens Board made her proud. I'll find a good spot, Kate said. Gordon advanced slowly, stalking behind the store and businesses' alleys. Kate watched from Mrs. Fletcher's beauty salon window. James Hoff shouted as he stood out in the main street of Brentwater, just outside of the sheriff's office. Sheriff Tom Lansing? The slim man waved around his Colt pistol. I don't have any hard feelings about this, don't you? It's strictly business. You put my younger brother Kenny Hoff behind bars and made one big mistake. Yeah, ha 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 ha. Alan Hoff's laugh carried far through the now empty town. You forgot to kill him before taking him to prison. Now me, Alan, James, Kenny Hoff are back to tie up loose ends. Gordon Draco's on the citizen board, Van Buren, Sheriff Lansing yelled back. Ain't no Gordon Draco in Brentwater. Everyone knows he retired in Texas after arresting Bert Slaughter, the wood-whittling bandit. Gordon shouted from behind the livery stables. That's not true. Gordon? Van Buren turned around 360 degrees, searching. Gordon stepped out from behind the livery stable's west wall. Put the gun down, Van Buren. This town's had enough trouble. I don't have any beef with you, Gordon. I'm sure someone else has, though. Van Buren laughed. He won't die in his old age, Alan Hoff yelled. It's a pity. Come on out, Tom, Kenny blared. I've got to settle this score with you, then we Hoffs be leaving this dusty little worthless town. Put the guns down, boys, Gordon said, standing his legs spread. Gordon assessed the situation. The men pulled out a wagon and stood behind it waving their guns and rifles. Van Buren got angry. I said I ain't got no trouble with you, Gordon. I'm on the citizen board. Now leave. Alan said, where's that little sharpshooter wife of yours, Gordon? Kate shot off Alan's beige flat-top planter's hat. Right here, standing beside my man. Ain't that cute, Van Buren said, still ignoring Gordon, and now ignoring Kate. Tom, come on out and be a man. Gordon shot at Van Buren's feet, purposely missing him. The melee started. Van Buren shot back at Gordon, missing his shooting arm as wood chips flew from the wall behind him. Gordon dashed for cover behind a water trough. Then Gordon ran and ducked behind a water barrel. Kate fired a slow, methodical shot and hit the leg of James Hoff. James Hoff called out, Ouch, I'm hit. Sheriff Lansing fired out from his office. Van Buren fired back at the sheriff's office, shattering the office glass window. You and your lady sharpshooter wife want to fight? You got one, Gordon. Gordon turned back to the dress shop window. Motioning with his Colt revolver, he pointed to the saloon. Counting in his mind to 3, Gordon leapt up and dashed forward. He ran as fast as he could. Kate fired covering shots at the men. Gordon dived through the saloon window seconds before bullets hit the saloon window's frame. Putting down deeper left roots, Kate called out, Gordon? Alan squealed. The lady sharpshooter's getting lonely, boys. She might want some company, Kenny added. I just want to rub my hands all over her coppered blonde hair, James Hoff boasted. Gordon leaped out of the saloon's 2 swinging doors. He aimed, fired at Alan, killing him. Van Buren, though, hit Gordon's leg. Gordon fell and immediately began crawling along the wood floor boardwalk toward the sheriff's office. Alarmed, Kate whistled. Banto rode by the dress shop. Kate hopped on board, and as in her rodeo shooting days, she dropped down on the other side of Banto away from Van Buren's men. Every 5 feet, she hoisted herself up on the saddle horn, shooting. I'm hit, James cried out. Me too, Kenny barked. Dang lady sharpshooter is going to kill us all. Leaping off Banto, rolling on the ground as she passed Sheriff Lansing's office, Kate kicked in his door.
and closed it safely behind her. Briefly, she looked at the sheriff, but she paid more attention to her gun. "You okay, Sheriff Lansing?" Kate commented as she popped the bullets from her gun belt and reloaded her peach and white handled revolver. He nodded. "I'm glad your 48 hours isn't up." Of all the sights, Deputy Brisbane said, "a woman sharpshooter taking on an entire gang." Van Buren ran past a volley of Gordon's bullets, charged forward in a mindless rage, bursting inside, kicking in Sheriff Lansing's office door, squeezing off the trigger of both his six-shooters. His angry blue eyes paused for a second. He fired at the sheriff, missed, but killed Deputy Brisbane. Sheriff Lansing killed Van Buren. Meanwhile, James outflanked Gordon and came around into the back of the saloon. He got the drop on Gordon. Gordon recovered from his surprise, though. He shot again at Gordon, hitting him in the left arm. Gordon rolled off the floored boardwalk and under it. Gordon rose up and fired blank. Gordon cursed. James kept coming closer. "Out of bullets, eh? Your bad fate." "No, my good destiny," Gordon said as he leaped up and, using his right hand, tossed a small knife from his boot and stabbed James in the heart, killing him. Gordon reloaded his Colt revolver. Only Kenny stayed alive, and he struggled onto his white horse. Gordon, crawling back up on the boardwalk, yelled, "Don't let him get away!" Limping, running to the door, Sheriff Lansing snarled, "Not this time, Kenny Hoff. You won't get away to cause more trouble later." He fired, hitting Kenny in the back. Kenny yelled, "Ah!" but he held on tight to his horse. Kate, who sat in the corner opposite of the way the door opened, yelled, "Give me your rifle, Sheriff." Sheriff Lansing said, "Gladly." He tossed the rifle to Kate. Kate broke off the remaining glass in the sheriff's office window. She kneeled on the floor by the window, resting the barrel of the rifle against the bottom wood frame to take careful aim. She watched as Kenny began disappearing into the distance, his white horse kicking up smaller and smaller trails of dust. She fired a single shot. Kenny's head jerked back, his back straightened. He slowly tumbled backward off his horse, while his horse kept running into the distance out of Burnt Water, Utah. Chapter 6. Monday, July 1st, 1872, Iron County, Burnt Water, Utah. Ballroom in Jinx Markowski's hotel, afternoon. His left arm in a white sling, Sheriff Lansing scuffled backwards. He pushed back his chair, bracing his right arm on the table, stood up from his spot in the center of the long white table where 12 men sat. He cleared his throat, looking out into the faces of the 48 citizens of Burnt Water, Utah. "The Citizens Board of Burnt Water sincerely expresses its apologies for kicking you out of our lovely, quaint town, Mr. and Mrs. Gordon Draco. We reversed our decision, and now the town is open to let bounty hunters." Sheriff Lansing paused and turned squarely to Gordon and Kate. "And retired bounty hunters reside in our community." Everyone clapped and hooted, except for the livery stable owner, Don Schrader, who kept his arms folded across his chest. Mrs. Fletcher stood up from the white table after Sheriff Lansing sat down. "I made a welcome gift. I started to—" She cut herself off. "Oh, Kate, you're such a darling. I know soon you'll be having a child, from what Dr. Whipple says." She held out the pink and blue baby shoes, for whatever sex the baby is. "I'm sorry we all acted so impetuously towards you, Kate and Gordon." Almost near crying, holding back her emotions, thankful to God, Kate rose and took the little booties. "Thank you, Mrs. Fletcher. I'm sure the decision wasn't meant for harm. Sometimes our faith needs strengthening when the temptation to make bad decisions seems sweet." Kate looked at all the citizen board's faces, including Sheriff Lansing. "I can't thank you enough for changing your mind like I knew you would." Everyone clapped. Kate and Gordon left the Crosby Hotel, their spirits renewed. "Kate, now I can settle down and look forward to rearing our children." "So can I, Gordon. We can hang up our guns forever. And then what? Wait until we can teach our children to shoot." "You're a far better shot than I am. You proved that." "Only because I had more to fight for." "Forget about it, Gordon. Let's not compete against each other. I've had a life of men wanting to compete against me in sharpshooting. Let's just try to live our lives as a peaceful family." and hope no one comes looking for us, he chuckled. You say that like it's funny. First, Kate, they possibly only look for me. Now they may be looking for the both of us. Whatever we do, Gordon, love, we do together, they both said simultaneously. The end. Thanks for listening, and you can find my other works on Cupiderosbooks.com and littlecupiderosbooks.win.